for joining me again today. I've got a great little tip. This is a really common fault on Freelander Mark 1, all the Rover range, all the old Rovers, the 400 series, the MGs. They all have this Lucas remote control with the 2 buttons on it. Now, obviously, these are getting on a bit now, getting old, and these remote controls fail. They fail in a number of ways. The most common one is for the battery to become disconnected. I'll show you what I mean. The first time you'll be aware of it is you'll press that button and the car won't unlock, the lights won't flash. So we just stick a little screwdriver in the back of the case and just pop it open. Now you can't do any harm to these, they're quite a tough little remote control, but you just pop it open, and once you get in there, pull that circuit board out, and then you can actually see the battery there. And once we're in the case, we need to just slide that battery out. Like me, I've got a magic finger. Or if not, you could just use a screwdriver. So you just push that battery out there with the screwdriver from the back. Oh my goodness, that was magic. Oh. I've also got the second set of keys here as well, so I'll be checking that one as well, just to make sure that the circuit board on that one is okay. As you can see there, it's made by Lucas. It's important that this casing is soldered in correctly, because that is the positive feed into the circuit board. And you can actually see that the metal casing that holds the battery in, it's got a dry joint, a fractured joint on the circuit board where it's gone loose and it will push through. So you can see in close up, I'll try and get you a really good shot in there. You can see just how that's broken away. And it's all the pressing of the buttons eventually just creases it and forces it, and it's in your pocket, bashing and banging around. Fatigue over time. With my dodgy soldering technique, I'm going to try and solder this back up again and make it all good. So here it is. It is quite a fiddler because it's such a light little component, and my big old fingers in the soldering iron, it's a little bit tricky. I should have probably clamped this in a pair of pliers or something just to make life a bit easier, because I'm chasing it around me my slippy mat, look. And that soldering iron's not very hot yet. Oh, here we go. Get it, just get it tacked up a bit. Tin it over. There we go. So the tricky thing here is, obviously I don't want to put too much heat into the board, but I obviously got to get it hot enough to get the solder to run down and into that connector. But also I don't want to burn my finger, because that's getting really hot as I'm touching it. Ow, that hurt. So I just get a bit more on there, a bit more flux into that, and with a bit of luck I can get enough heat in there and just get it to run down. God blimey, I'm crap at this, look. Eh? I need a bit more practice with my soldering. But if I could just heat that up just a little bit more, just get it to run, you'll see when it runs down, you know when it's there. And oh, there we go. There it is. I'll let that cool down, and you can just see now I've got enough solder there. It's run down through the board, and if I turn the board over in a minute, we should just see that it's gone right through. But yeah, that looks good. That looks pretty good. That's nice and strong as well. It's really beefed that up a bit. And the other ones look okay. The other 3 points where it's connected looks good. Yeah, that's gone right through. Just give it a bit of a wiggle, make sure it's bit, which it has, and then we'll slide that battery back in again. We'll get that in there, positive side up, in it goes, nice as snug as a bug in a rug. And then you can see underneath there, that solder's gone right through and has really got hold of that pin now, look. Absolutely sterling job, really pleased with that. And we can pop the case back together again. We'll get it all back in. Like I say, you can get these replacement cases if your buttons are broke. You can buy these off of eBay, and you don't have to change the internals. You know, you can just swap out the plastic cases if it's just your case that's broken, and then just push that and clip that back together again. Oh, squeeze. Lovely. Oh, working like a new one. Beautiful. Another thing that happens with these is that there's the 2 buttons, and they've got 4 pins, 4 tiny little pins on either side. Again, big old beefy fingers going on and pressing that tab, it can crack the solder on those buttons. So again, just dry joint, just get your little soldering iron in there, touch a little bit of solder onto each of those pins, and it can sort it out. 9 times out of 10, it's down to just adding a bit of solder onto one of those joints. Worst scenario, if the button itself has gone, there's no click to it anymore, it's gone all floppy, or the ends come off it, which is quite common. You can get a replacement case off of the internet, off of eBay, Amazon. Now then, these are coded, these keys are, so you can't just buy a new remote and obviously it works straight away. But what you can do is use the new case, swap out the internals, and the buttons, the little tiny button. If you've got a little soldering iron, you can just replace the broken button by just desoldering it, taking it out and putting a new one in. But 9 times out of 10, like I say, it's just that battery, the case that holds the battery in, desolder it, put some new solder on there, and that'll sort it out. I hope that gets you back on the road and keeps your little Freelander or your Rover in a good condition. So drop me a little thumbs up, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.